All right, I wanted to do a quick comparison between the Oppo Find N, the first one, and the Z Flip 4. So just picked this up, been using it for a while. It's really good, really good device. First, the weight wise, which most people I know my thing was, there's not much difference at all. And this is the heavier one. This isn't the second one. This is the heavier one out of the two, and it's comparable. The weight is not difference. It's not a big difference at all. The 100 grams or so. So that's one thing. The thickness, as you can see, they're just as thick. It's just as thick closed as the Z Flip 4. Give you an idea. You see that? About the same thickness. So if someone's talking about the thickness wise and anything else, the thickness is about the same. Not much difference in the thickness. All right, so now the things I've noticed with this is that outer screen is a big deal because when you're just doing the regular basic daily things, it's huge. So I can say that. It's a lot easier. Now the setup, there's a lot of things you got to do to set up. Make sure you're getting the notifications like the one I just got. You do have to go in there and change a lot of app settings because in the battery department, it is harsh. So to say battery, but after you do all those setup things in there, it's good. The 60 hertz, which people, I don't see a big difference. The reason why I went with this one instead of the second one because it's minute, and I like the hinge on this one as opposed to the second one. But the 60 hertz is not a big deal because the screen's smaller, and the form factor is 10 times. I mean, it's a big deal with that. I also got the Oppo Watch, which you have to do as well when you do the apps to get the notifications. Um, it works fine with the notifications, but you do have to do that on here on the phone. It's a little workaround. What you'd have to do is download the Wear OS app in the Chinese store first, and then it'll prompt you to download the Wear OS app for the US, and then you can set up the watch. So just FYI, just in case somebody's doing that. Um, so far, messages work fine. MMS work fine using the Google app. That works fine. Um, Everything on the front screen is perfect. I mean, again, everything runs well. As you know, when you open it up with the main screen, is crazy. 120 hertz. It's the same as the second one. So the specs and everything on the second one and the first one is the same. You don't feel this at all. Like the crease, you can't see the crease, let alone you don't feel it at all compared to the Z Flip. I had the Fold 4 and have the Flip 4 here. You don't feel it at all, and you don't see it. It's a big difference. But you see how it works when the hinge closes, that teardrop. And also why I wanted the Opal is because it's less stress on the screen because of the creases and it's tight and strong. You see the teardowns when they're pushing it real close together and it cracks, it snaps in half. There's been a lot of ports on the folds cracking. So I had all the folds, first one, second, third one, and the fourth one. And my fear was it cracking. And you hear that sound when you open it. You hear that crunching sound, which I believe is the brushes working. You don't hear that with this. There's no crunching sound or anything like that. And the mechanism is very secure and it's a sturdy device. Cameras is good. I mean, I don't the cameras for me has been really well. Um, I love the multitasking on here. The multitasking is crazy. I mean, just to be able to do that, it's seamless. Like Opal's got that in the multitasking department. It's very seamless. Um, Let me see. Other than that, that's the basics on the Oppo. Um, Now comparing that to the Flip 4, which I love this phone. Um, I think I like the Flip 4. I like the whole idea of it's quick notifications. You can see it real quick. That's the idea. Um, it is crammed compared to the outer screen in this one, so it is a lot crammier. So, for instance, if you're going in here and trying to type, it's still crammed a little bit. You can still get it done, but it's crammed. That's why I like this form factor, and it's not as long, so I can reach things easier with one hand. So if they made this a little wider, the outside screen not too much. I don't really care for it. I mean, care about that being bigger, of course. I mean, the idea I think what Samsung was going for was just something quick. Okay, I need to see the notification real quick. Okay, that's what it is, and open it up. I love that. Um, Compared with the Flip Four, with the 120 hertz, I think I love. I mean, the thing's it's. I have no issues with it. It's super thin when you open it up, of course. Same thing as this. So when you open it up, they're about the the same thickness when you open it up. As you can see, it's not much difference when you open it up. This is thin. So it's the same idea. It's just with this, I think the idea is perfect. So like I don't need anything bigger than this as opposed to the Fold 4. Because if I need something bigger than this, then I'll go ahead and grab a tablet or a laptop. You know, if I need this a bigger screen than that. This is perfect for like moving around, so I can go outside and I can pull it, open it up, and not have to worry about okay dropping it or anything like that. I can go ahead and look and go ahead and see what I'm doing, and it's fast. I mean, this is only running the Snapdragon 888. I do have the 12 gig version, which someone recommended I get as opposed to the 8 gig on the older version with the Snapdragon 888. But it's been upgraded to Android 13. It's got the drawer here. I got a good deal on this. I actually got this and the watch for $1,000, so I got it on a good deal. But otherwise, the battery life is crazy on this. I mean, I'm getting way over a day and day and a half, and I'm using it heavy. You know. Now, the only thing I would say with this is like the Fold 4. When you do like social media, the full screen apps, I like the ratio like this. When you do full screen, it zooms in too much. So I kind of like it where it's like this, where it's 12 by 9. It's not too big. But again, the good thing is with this is when you go to the out screen, and I like this where you can just swipe up. It's perfect ratio. Perfect ratio. You see? So this is the difference between this and the Fold 4. The Fold 4 outer screen is too skinny, and the ratio is wrong. So it's still kind of skinny and squishy, and it's hard to use. And then the Fold 4, same thing. We open it up, the ratio with full screen, it's a big difference. It doesn't look right. It's too, for instance, if I do full screen on here, as you can see, it's still zoomed in. So like, yeah, it's usable, but it's zoomed in. See how zoomed it is? So that's the only difference. So, and the Fold 4 has the same aspect ratio. So that's the one thing. It's preference, of course. But otherwise, that's my basics on it. I mean, like I said, the phone's fast. I have no issues with it. Camera's good, as you can see. And again, it's not heavy. So that's the main thing. It's not heavy at all. So I would definitely look at that. Again, the Flip 4. I love this as a quick device to take with you. I don't see nothing wrong with the Flip 4 at all. But that's my quick review on the Oppo Find N, the first one, and the Flip 4.